This is the worst early June weather we've had now in 20 years. It's hotter than a frying pan here in Judge Magruder's courtroom.
Yeah, that Lockwood woman sure gonna cool things off.
Hey, you don't mean...
Yeah.
Good gravy.
Yeah, well, she's back. Why else do you suppose the courtroom's so full with people that's about to bust its seams?
Here come the newspaper reporters, pencils over their ears, hats jammed back on their heads, coattails flying. You think any editor in the country'd miss this case? Well, that Lockwood woman is good copy. A good story for those reporting boys. Anytime she smiles and bats them pretty gray eyes, I heard.
Yeah, Lem, there's just one thing.
Huh?
Well, you think that Lockwood woman is tough when she smiles at a judge?
No, that dead serious smile of hers got a kick like the hind leg of a mule, I declare.
Well, I got news for you.
Huh?
I seen her this morning, and Lamb, she ain't smiling. Now, what do you think of that?
Hiram.
Yeah.
You think Judge Magruder ever been kicked with the hind legs of two mules at the same time? Right, left and right? Because that's what it's going to be like for him if that she-male lawyer, that Lockwood woman, ain't smiling.
Say, Aunt Sue, from your preview, it certainly seems that you have one of your best stories ready for us.
Well, it's a good one, Uncle Dan. And what's more, it's a completely true story about a beautiful young girl who became one of our country's first woman lawyers.
I see.
She was mild and pleasant and kind, but she had so much starch in her backbone when a principle was at stake that she sued the entire state of Maryland. She even made the United States government pay a group of Cherokee Indians nearly $1 million for land the government wrongly took.
She did?
Not only that, but she once whipped the United States Supreme Court single-handedly. And then she topped off her career by running for president, not once, but twice. The first woman to try it.
Wow.
She was born in New York State more than 100 years ago. Her name was Belva Ann McNall Lockwood. And I call her story...
Fury in Petticoats.
The story of Belva McNall Lockwood began one day in the town of Royalton, New York. A beautiful young widow, whose husband had died 18 months earlier, leaving her with a 3-year-old daughter, applied to the village trustees for a job. The year was 1852. The young widow was Belva Ann McNall, age 21. She wanted to teach.
Because of your superior education at the Female Academy, we're breaking 40 years of tradition, Mrs. McNall. The other village trustees and I are going to hire you as the first woman on our previously all-male faculty at Royalton High School.
Oh, Mr. Harris, gentlemen of the trustee board, thank you. How can I ever thank you enough?
Oh, don't mention it, Mrs. McNall. Your salary will be $7 a week. That is all, gentlemen. We are dismissed.
Mr. Harris?
Yes.
What are your men teachers paid?
Why, $10 weekly.
Did I understand you to say my salary would be $7 each week?
Yes, Mrs. McNall. I thought you'd like that. It's our little surprise for you. Women teachers, as a rule, are paid just $5. However, as the first woman employed in a high school, you'll get $7.
Oh. And will I have the same duties as all the male teachers?
Yes.
But they'll be paid $10 while I am to be paid $7.
Why, yes.
Why?
Why? Why, because they're men, and you're only a woman.
I see. Well, Mr. Haskins, you must pay me the same wage as every other teacher here at the high school.
Oh, Mrs. McNall, now, the trustees are being very generous.
Not a penny less.
Did you men hear that? I told you it were a mistake to hire a woman to teach in a high school. Teaching high school is a man's profession. And of all people to hire, you had to go and get a feminist. She's one of those women who want equal rights with men.
Two people who do the same work should receive the same pay, Mr. Haskins. Why should one of them earn less merely because she is a woman?
Why? Because it's reasonable. Besides, The good Lord never intended a woman should make as much money as a man, teaching or doing anything else.
I'm sure the good Lord is comforted, Mr. Haskins, knowing he has such an able spokesman in you to make his intentions crystal clear.
A feminist!
Order now, Mr. Haskins. Leaping about enraged like a singed cricket is hardly helping this discussion.
Feminist! I've heard all about this young lady. She's one of these mannish women who want to own property, have legal control of their children, keep their wages instead of giving them to their husbands as God ordained. Why, someday they'll even want to vote.
Mr. Haskins, order, please, order. Now, Mrs. McNall, we cannot pay you the same wage as a male teacher. It's not a question of money. It's a matter of village custom.
And for me, it is a matter of principle. What you're practicing is economic discrimination, sir. And I would not be my father's daughter, nor my dead husband's widow, nor an American woman, if I did not loathe and despise every species of injustice.
Here. I side with you, Mrs. McNall. Nobly put, nobly put.
Perfect, you're a fool!
Order! Now, may we have your acquiescence to accept the teaching post, Mrs. McNall, at the pay we offer?
You certainly may not, Mr. Harris.
Oh, Mother, it was horrid. Simply horrid. Patience Bradford told me every word. Her father was there because he's one of the village trustees, and when he got home, he repeated word for word everything Belva Ann said. Mother, I'm so mortified. Patience and all the other girls feel so sorry for me. They say it's the talk of the whole town. I'll never get a husband with a younger sister like Belva Ann who goes around saying ugly, terrible things like that.
Now, Rachel, wipe your eyes and hand me my pie pans out of the pantry. I must get these apple pies finished, then get the rest of my supper on.
Oh.
Thank you, my dear.
Mother, please speak to her. Her spirit and her independence and her scandalous, high and mighty talk about women's rights well, they're costing me a husband. I'm 2 years older than she is, and I can't get a husband.
Now, don't blame that on your sister, Rachel Bennett. You're as pretty as Belva Ann. Why don't you develop a little more personality like she has, dear?
Mother.
Come, I'm almost through. I'll fix your hair for you. Sandy McDonough won't be able to take his eyes off you when I finish. A complete new hairdo.
Oh, Mother, do you really think he'll like it? He's so bashful, he never says anything. The year was 1852, and if Belva Ann had shocked townspeople when she refused a teaching job because they wouldn't pay her a man's salary, what she decided to do next stirred up a regular hornet's nest. She decided to go to college. Why, Belva Ann, it's positively sinful. I've never heard of such a thing. A woman applying to go to college. Oh, Belva, you get more mannish in your ideas every year. You're a disgrace to feminine delicacy.
Am I, Rachel?
It's wrong, I tell you. It wasn't meant that men and women be educated together. Aren't our female seminaries good enough for you?
No, frankly, they're not.
Rachel, if Belva Ann wants to sell Uriah's farm and go to college,
She
then there's
proposes to go to a school with all those men?
Yes. Won't it be wonderful?
Belva Ann, stop teasing Rachel.
We've got a lovely female seminary less than 100 miles from here. They teach music and diction, portrait painting, and all the social graces. Why can't Belva Ann go there and be like other girls? Besides, I don't think men will ever consent to allowing a woman to go to college with them.
Oh, is that so? Well, there's a college out in the West, in Ohio, has already admitted a woman, the first one to do so.
Belva Ann, I don't believe you.
Yes. Isn't it shocking? It's Oberlin College.
How ridiculous. Patience Bradford told the girls at our sewing circle last Wednesday that this nation is fast going to its ruin, and now I half believe her. When it seemed that no one else understood, even her loyal mother, Belva Ann often stood in the moonlight on the front porch of her own small farmhouse next door to her parents, clutching to her heart a photograph of her young, dead husband, Uriah.
Oh, Uriah, am I doing the right thing? How I wish I could be sure. I so need your counsel, Uriah. When they heard, they were shocked, the entire family, even Mother. I could tell, although she defended me against Rachel. But I must go to college. Yes, I'll sell the farm and go. I think Father understands, Uriah. This is such a wide, wonderful, beautiful world. The times are so momentous. The 1850s. I want to be a part of all this, just as you, my darling, wanted to be a part of it when you were alive. Your love and God's word are my strength. They shall always be. And perhaps someday I shall be a credit to your memory. Young Uriah McNall's widow, they'll say. And I'll be so proud.
Get up! Get up there!
Genesee, New York, all passengers for Genesee College disembark here. Genesee College.
And while her parents cared for her little girl, Belva Ann studied and finally graduated. In 1854, prejudice against education for women was so great that only one high school for women existed in the entire United States, in Massachusetts. But in 1857, when she graduated, one of the first women in the United States to hold a college degree, Belva Ann became principal of a 600-student high school. War clouds were gathering. Then the full fury of the Civil War burst over our nation. Belva Ann did volunteer work for the Union armies. After the conflict, she moved to Washington, D.C. and opened her own private school. She married a handsome older man, a dentist, Dr. Ezekiel Lockwood, who understood that Belva would always treasure in her deepest heart the memory of her lost Uriah. Belva Ann and Dr. Lockwood, good citizens and civic leaders, both became interested in women's rights. One day, a group of women asked Belva to help them petition Congress. The issue was equal pay for single women employed by the U.S. government who did the same work as men, but received less money than men who worked beneath them. When Congress ignored the petitions, Belva Ann sought a lawyer to draft a bill to be introduced into Congress. But no lawyer would do so. And the leading United States senator, whose help they sought, laughed the ladies out of his office. The other women were dismayed, but Belva Ann was furious.
Belva Ann! You're going to study law, Molly Malone. We're both going to.
People will talk.
Let them. We'll apply to every law school, starting with Harvard and Yale. Women must go into law.
They'll say cruel, cutting things.
Don't they always?
The year was 1870. Every major law school to which they applied denied them entrance. Belva Ann retaliated. One of her friends in Washington was married to the vice chancellor of the National University Law School. Belva Ann and 11 other women asked him to tutor them at night at National University privately. 10 women failed the 3-year course. Belva Ann and a Mrs. Lydia Hall passed their examinations. Vice Chancellor Wedgwood, their tutor, hoped his faculty would grant them degrees, along with 38 men who were graduating. But the faculty refused. Then Mrs. Wedgwood had an idea. None of the 38 men could receive their law degrees until their diplomas were signed by the school's honorary head, and the honorary head of National University Law School was General Ulysses S. Grant, President of the United States. So?
Yes. Why don't I just prepare 40 diplomas instead of 38? I will. After all, the diploma simply attests that they have studied all the required courses. The two women have done that. Thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. President. It's kind of you to see me. As Vice Chancellor of National University Law School, it's my pleasure to present to you these diplomas of our students who have passed their final examinations. All that the students require to receive their degrees is to have you sign their diplomas. You'll do it now? Good, sir. I have them with me. There are 40 this year. I've arranged them in alphabetical order. Adams, Braithwaite, Engelbert, Garrett. Oh, you want the entire stack, sir? Why, of course, Mr. President. Good, sir. Here they are, all of them. He did it. I think he did it. I believe it. Yes, he did it. He did sign their diplomas.
The year was 1873. By a minor miracle, Mrs. Lydia Hall and Belva Ann Lockwood had managed to win law degrees, 2 of the first 5 women in America to do so. But men were not amused, and the Bar Association was outraged. When Belva Ann applied to take the bar exam so that she could enter law practice, the state of Maryland refused to let her take it. Plucky Belva Ann decided to sue the entire state of Maryland. She sued over and over again.
Circuit Court of Maryland, sitting at Upper Marlborough, now in session. Justice John J. Magruder presiding. Everyone will please rise. The court wishes to announce its decision in the case of Lockwood versus the Bar of Maryland.
In the instance of the present case, Mrs. Belva Ann Lockwood, an attorney, a graduate of the distinguished National University Law School, and presenting credentials that she, like her peers, the esteemed gentlemen of the law, is indeed qualified to accept clients and their lawsuits and instigate litigation in the courts of the land.
Why, Belva Ann, they're laughing us to scorn.
Yes, dear, I hear them.
Well, why doesn't the judge stop them?
Why should he? Why should he indeed? Hasn't he a chance to make a public spectacle once more of a creature in petticoats who dares to think herself the equal of man in intellect, training, and ability?
It's outrageous.
Shh, control yourself, my dear.
In the statutes of the state of Maryland, there is no reference whatever to a single feminine pronoun. Searching the statutes, I have found only he, him, and his.
Oh, Belva.
Never she, her, or hers. Women are not needed in the courts. Women are not wanted in the courts. The place for women is in the home, waiting upon their husbands, bringing up their children, making beds and dusting furniture. This application is denied.
Your Honor!
Case dismissed.
Your Honor, I should like your permission to reply to your statement.
No, Mrs. Lockwood, you may not. Our docket is too crowded.
But I must speak, Your Honor. Will you grant me a few words to reply during the noon recess?
Oh, very well, but only for 10 minutes, however. Next case. Court is adjourned for noon recess. We will reconvene at 1 p.m.
Everyone rise.
Psst, wait for me. But you told Mrs. Lockwood you'd allow her to speak in the noon recess. Aren't you going to remain?
You must be mad. Have you ever heard her speak? She'd move a statue off his pedestal. Stay? Well, I'd as soon invite a scorpion to breakfast. No, I'm leaving, and I'm having the courtroom locked. Bailiff, clear the courtroom completely, then lock the doors.
Locked out. Oh, Belva.
I will not be silenced, Molly.
But what will you do?
I will speak. I shall burst if I do not decry this shameful decision. Come with me.
But where?
Out here on the courthouse steps.
There she be. Well, would you look at the fire in those eyes? She looks just like that Italian mountain, Mount Vesuvius, just about to erupt.
And to my hecklers and detractors I say, yes, we women aim to be lawyers. Why not? From what I read of Holy Scripture, woman was created to stand at man's side as a companion, not to be trampled beneath his feet as an inferior. But for some small reason, hidden away in themselves, a vast number of the male sex wants to make woman inferior. That's why, throughout history, in every nation of the world, you men have rigged the laws. Rigged them against women and in your favor. Here's why I want to be a lawyer. Someday, we women, yes, your wives and daughters and I, aided by good, reasonable men like my husband, Dr. Lockwood, men who aren't afraid for their manhood, may wish to challenge and change all this. And indeed we shall. I predict it. And yes, you, sir, standing there glaring at me balefully, I say to you, someday we may even want to vote.
Why, that petticoated she-male, she can't talk to me like that.
Oh, well, she's doing it.
Oh, I think, sir, given a tenth the chance your sex has had to shape the globe, we women might do very well by this world. In conclusion, I vow to you that I shall fight on, and I shall win the right to practice law. Thank you for your time, gentlemen, and good day.
Belva Ann not only spoke on Judge Magruder's courthouse steps, she gave an oration that had the men tossing their hats into the air. Then she marched into the United States Supreme Court, sued the state of Maryland, and won. Maryland and 3 other states were forced to let her practice law. Curiously, the U.S. Supreme Court, after forcing the states to let Belva Ann and other women take bar exams and practice law, refused to admit those same women to practice before it. It was the same old prejudice, and Belva Ann smilingly girded herself to meet it. In the end, she whipped the U.S. Supreme Court. It took her 5 years of struggle, but in 1879, after wearing down both houses of Congress, she won, and Congress passed a law. President Rutherford B. Hayes signed it. And since the Supreme Court has to uphold all valid laws, it had to uphold even a law against itself. On March 3, 1879, Belva Ann was sworn in and became the first woman lawyer in history admitted to practice before the United States Supreme Court. It was a landmark. The next year, she made history again. The memory of her struggle for women and her Yankee sense of fairness led her immediately to go back into the Supreme Court.
And therefore, I move that Samuel Lowry be admitted to practice before this court.
Attorney Samuel Lowry was a Negro from Alabama, and the Supreme Court, swept by her appeal, swore Mr. Lowry in. As an attorney during the next 40 years, Belva Ann McNall Lockwood became nationally and internationally known. She achieved in the courts nearly every one of her legal goals. By 1883, she had become so famous that a group of men on the Pacific Coast organized the Equal Rights Party and nominated her to run for president against Grover Cleveland, the Democratic nominee. In the 1884 presidential race, Mr. Cleveland won. She ran again in 1888 against Benjamin Harrison. Mr. Harrison won. Belva Ann was not discouraged. She campaigned for president despite the fact that she herself, a woman, couldn't vote even for dog catcher. That's because women were still not allowed to vote. But Belva Ann foresaw the day when women would win that right.
I predict the day will come in this nation when women will get the ballot. Women must have the right to vote.
Belva Ann next went abroad, to London, Paris, Geneva, and other major capitals, as an expert and emissary of the United States on international law. When she died on May 19, 1917, twice widowed, a grandmother, white-haired and 86 years old, but still dynamic, women still had not achieved the vote. But as she predicted, that victory came later. People on 3 continents mourned her death in 1917, but the people of the United States especially remembered the words of the astonishing little Fury in Petticoats.
Government is meant to be the servant of the people, not the master. As long as we remember this, we shall always be great. We shall always stay free.